Yep, that's me, sliding on my face at the Hellier Velodrome. And to tell this story right, and explain how I got here, let's rewind this just a couple days. So after about a 3.5 hour drive, we end up in San Jose, and we're checking out this farmer's market, kind of crazy just street fair that's going on right outside of our hotel. There was music and art and all sorts of crazy stuff going on that we really enjoyed just checking out. After the street fair, we walked down to these crazy swings that lit up on the bottom, and every time you swung on them, they made noise. So your individual swing made like a little noise, and so everyone swinging made this hypnotic, beautiful music.
What did you say?
It was honestly something I've never experienced before. Like all these random strangers making beautiful music together without a purpose. It was magical for sure. After the swings, we played in some water, and then we went down into this bakery, not vegan, and my son picked out the perfect puff pastry, delicious type treat. After that, I was getting late, so we jammed back to the hotel, and there was a roof access, so we got up there and kind of checked out the city from the roof. So woke up in the morning around 7, had some coffee, and headed out to the Velodrome, which from the hotel was only about 15 minutes.
Continue straight.
You just went into the entrance gate, man.
What's that?
That's not the entrance gate. That's the exit only.
Okay.
You're supposed to be in there till 8 o'clock.
I asked those people that were right there.
Who's that?
I don't know, there was some guy with a bike. I'm trying to get to the Velodrome. I'm from Yosemite. I said, hey, is this open? And he said, yeah, it's open right here. So, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to the bike track.
We have Velodrome's cool, but usually you can't. Oh shit! Here comes another one. Was that guy with you?
No.
All right, go ahead. I'll do it.
Appreciate it, man. Got to the Velodrome, and I have to start pulling all my stuff off my bike because I didn't have the tools at home. So I was breaking off my pedals, transferring my GoPro, getting everything I needed off my bike to put onto the track bike. I had already filled out the waiver online, so you just kind of go up to this little desk, and it's $5 to ride, and $5 to rent a bike. So super cheap. And then you head over to this really big shed that's just full of bikes. So you kind of tell them what your measurements are.
You need a bike?
I do need a bike.
Do you know what size it is?
I mean, my road bike's a 58.
58.
You got a 58?
What should I be?
I don't know. I ride a 56.
I want the one that goes fast. I got a 58 and tried to ride it just a little bit, and the fixie is insane. I mean, I've never rode one before, and I really didn't expect it to be as difficult of a concept to grasp than it really was. It was really intimidating. I chatted with the instructor for just a little bit to kind of get, an idea of what the class was going to be like.
You guys are strong as shit, but you don't know what you're doing out here yet. Yeah. And you're the worst nightmare. Okay. No offense, right? But you as a category are the worst nightmare, right? Because you get out here in a race and you're strong enough to be in the mix, but you don't know the etiquette yet, and you're like, right? They're like, well, I'm a Cat 1, so I know what I'm doing. Boom!
So then I headed down to the middle of the track where they kind of have this picnic bench, really kind of cool setup, threw my bike up on the railing, and now I need to start getting ready and then put my pedals and my GoPro and adjust the seat and do all those sorts of things to get the bike set up, working good for me. So then after putting my pedals on and getting all suited up, I went out and kind of did this little loop inside the track to sort of get an idea of how the bike was feeling. The seat was super low, so I was kept readjusting it higher and higher and higher to have a better fit for me, but I just wasn't having a very good time adjusting to the fixed gear. Stopping on a fixed gear, just ridiculous. It's insane. So I was a little intimidated and pretty nervous about what was going to take place. So then there's about 45 minutes or so of everyone just kind of hanging out and talking to the instructor and have him going through, you know, what the lines mean and just proper etiquette, because this class basically assumes you know nothing and that it's going to cover all the basics. So we're listening. He kind of went through also and asked each person, you know, what their reason was from coming out to the velodrome, what they'd hoped to get out of the session, that sort of thing. It was really cool. So everyone suits up, gets on their bikes, and heads out onto the track. And basically it was just a 30-lap warm-up, so the person on the front peels off and goes to the back, sort of just a pace line to kind of get everyone used to, you know, the track. I was trying to get some really good footage, and I was messing with my GoPro, and then I forgot to pedal. I just stopped pedaling, and it bucked me, and I had no way to hold on to the bar, so it just threw me straight over the handlebars. I had busted my shoulder pretty good and really hurt my ribs, but I didn't drive this far to not keep going, so I'm trying to adjust and swap my GoPro so I can keep getting footage because the GoPro mount broke.
You're not feeling dizzy at all?
No.
You don't really feel like you cracked your head?
I'm pretty embarrassed. That would be the
Well, no, I understand.
main.
I get it. Crashing is optional.
Dude, I've actually never wrecked. This would be my first wreck. So
You did exactly what you do on the road, and it's funny because after a while, you'll get, when you're out here, it just like gives you this feedback that you're in a different mode, right? That cracked helmet on the right side.
yeah.
You want me to get you a helmet out of the container for now? I think from a liability point of view, that'd probably be better for me.
Yeah.
You don't
No,
mind.
yeah,
I know
no,
it's not
that's
as
kind of
cool
a
looking as yours, but
well, that's a one-time deal, right? Like that. While I was trying to get set up to go back out onto the track, they had another meeting after that warm-up, and then they went out for a team pursuit type drill, which was kind of neat. So it was 4 guys on one side, 4 guys on the other, and each team tried to chase the other team. I missed out on that because since I wrecked here on city or state property, a sheriff had to come out and get my statement. So is it okay if I record you? Record this interaction?
Maybe.
I'll Photoshop, make you look pretty, man.
Go ahead, what happened today? Okay.
So it could be that I was trying to like film this whole thing and was just kind of maybe my mind was.
You had a camera with you when you were.
Well, I have like a GoPro, but I just think like just the whole idea of like trying to think about how I can film this and make it look
Right.
cool.
Okay.
Maybe just like lapse. I don't know.
Obviously, not in any distress, giving me notification that you did fall off your bike, but you don't need any first aid or medical attention, correct?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I don't have any broken bones.
Excellent.
I wouldn't say that my mind is out of it. I'm like worried that my mind is out of it, so I keep thinking like, am I acting weird? You know what I mean?
Just acting weird.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So how was your? That was a team pursuit, right?
Yeah, the team pursuit.
Okay, how'd
Yeah,
that
it's
go?
really fun. Yeah, I love watching the team pursuit in the Olympics, which is part of the reason why I came out here. You know, watching the British team just totally crush everybody. So yeah, getting out there and doing it. I have a buddy here as we were riding together, and it's just so fun. You're out in the front, and you just fly up the track, and then you see that guy come back in. You accelerate in. If you get it right, you just join right in on the back, and without even having to put any effort into it. And the drafting when you get right up from somebody's tire just makes the pedaling so easy, especially riding a fixed gear because the pedals just turn themselves. It feels like.
I know about that.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. So what happened out there with me, dude?
With you backpedaling?
I mean, I didn't really mean to backpedal. I just all of a sudden am thrown off the front of the bike.
Well, yeah. It's just is this your first time riding fixed?
Yeah.
You'll get used to it more into when you start pedaling, and sometimes that still happens to me, where I stop pedaling and it kind of picks me up. But you have to learn how to put it back down, the wheel. But yeah, it's something that happens in common if you ride both road and fixed.
So it is. Other people have done something
Yeah,
similar?
we have had crashes out here of like on Wednesday night racing with that happening, and in beginner sessions too, that happens a lot.
After the pursuits, they did this really kind of neat foot down drill type thing where everyone makes a circle and then you try to track stand and go in circles, and then the circle gets closer and closer and closer, and the last person standing wins. Track standing a bike isn't crazy hard, but it is super difficult when your pedals aren't even or parallel with the ground. And so the slight little movements that you have to do forward, then you get all off balance, and it's totally crazy. The track bikes were just literally an entirely different sport. So after the track standing stuff, they did a little scratch race or practice race, and they broke everyone up into A group and B group. The B group went first, and they did just this kind of practice race. So it was really neat to kind of watch, and the whole thing kind of, blew apart. And I was eager to get out there for sure and actually get some riding in. The first race was an 8-lap scratch race, and I was super nervous because at this point I did not remember that I was messing with my GoPro. So the wreck came out of nowhere. I literally had no idea why I wrecked so hard. So I was so nervous that it was going to happen again because there was no saving it. It was just all of a sudden I'm sliding on my face. So I really kind of kept my distance. My seat kept falling down, so I was really just super standoffish and just kind of ride in the back. But then after that first race, I was feeling a little more comfortable, and they decided to do a second race. The number of laps were not known, so it was anywhere between 4 and 20 laps, which was really kind of neat because you sort of had to make this gamble of, what are you going to go long and hope that the laps run out, or are you going to stay, sit in the pack? You only get notification on the bell lap. So when it's the last lap, they ring the bell, but other than that, you don't know. So I decided to give a little effort, and I kind of went off the front and strung out the field. It's a small field, but so I had 2 guys go with me, and we ended up getting a breakaway, and we worked together, and it was really kind of fun. And coming into the last lap, on a road bike, when someone makes an acceleration, you just kind of click down a gear, stomp on the pedals, and you jump right on their wheel. But with the track, since there are no gears, man, if someone comes up on you with momentum and they're going faster than you, it's really difficult to jump on their wheel super fast. And then even when you're on their wheel, you're not able to shift down to a bigger gear, so you're just spinning out. And it's kind of nuts. So I got second in that little race, and when I pulled off, you can see that my seat, it couldn't have been any worse. I was having to push myself so hard backwards just to stay on, which was just messing with my mind for sure. Really just kind of had a pretty bad day on the bike, overall, but still, it was so much fun coming out here and trying a different discipline. And track is just something that I never knew was so complicated, was so involved. I really have a whole newfound respect for track dudes. So I get undressed and I pull apart all my stuff off the track bike. I return the track bike busted. I also returned the helmet because my helmet cracked big time. Go to get back in the car, and at this point I'm really feeling my ribs definitely cracked or separated because I can barely breathe. It really hurts. So my adrenaline is down, pain is up. So I head back to the hotel, and I'm trying to meet my wife there because she was out and about. And when we finally get there, the card key doesn't work, so we're just kind of having to hang out in the hallway and wait for maintenance to come and fix it. And at this point, I am just writhing in pain. It's just not good. My ribs hurt super bad. I'm burning everywhere. But honestly, overall, the track experience was phenomenal. Hellier Velodrome was an amazing introduction into track racing. The track was super safe. Really shallow, not as steep as other places, so the learning curve, I'm sure, is much more shallow there. The instructors were amazing, the people were amazing. Everything was fantastic. My overall experience was, despite wrecking, really good. But if you've ever had fresh road rash, you gotta take a shower, and I wasn't looking forward to that. But had to do it. Thanks so much for watching.